A few years ago I made a video on expansion vessels, and I'd like to just update it. But first of all, in the corner there is a small square box, subscribe. So if you could subscribe to our channel, leave a comment. If you've got any videos you'd like me to make, then please do so. You know, we're here for you whilst we're having this time off. So let's just have a closer re-look on expansion vessels. What's actually going on? Before we had these nice small highly efficient boilers, we had great big machines with a 10 litre vessel, and way back in the 70s when I started, we had small numbers of radiators and all was well. But of course now we've got larger radiators because people have extensions, whatever, and our boilers have got smaller, highly efficient, and of course it's only got an 8 litre vessel. So therefore we have a problem with, as soon as the heating gets on, that pressure gauge will rise. Now in the early days we used to pressurise it at 1.5 bar, so already things were starting to go wrong. Then the rules changed around the year 2000, 2005-ish. We dropped the pressure down to 1.2, but obviously a lot of installers never got that message. Now, 2020, the pressure gauge should be 1 bar for a 3-bedroom semi or smaller system. If it's larger than the 3-bedroom semi and has got a lot more radiators with an extension, then you look at 1.4. And I'll show you some close-ups that you can see next to me. So this is the problem. As soon as the boiler kicks in, the pump will run and the pressure will expand. It has to go somewhere. And in here is the water side, and underneath is the air side. And obviously that's a skinny thing that you can see on the side that you might just see here on this Viessmann boiler. So you've got one side is water, one side is air. The problem arises, the air will naturally be pushed out by the stronger force, which is water. So eventually that gauge will go down and down and down, and then people will then start topping it up, which only makes the system worse. On top of that, if we start seeing that gauge somewhere near the 1.5 to 2 mark, that's going to slow down the pump because it's fighting against high pressure, which it doesn't like. So the way we solve the problem is very, very simple. Couple of things we need to do first of all is to remind ourselves that all systems, as soon as you connect radiators to here, need an automatic bypass, which is often not done. And installers that come here on our Wednesday fault finding course say, yeah, it's inside the boiler, so I don't do it. Wrong. Anything from these isolating valves upwards is down to the manufacturer, their rules, their specifications. We don't alter anything here unless they say so. But as soon as we connect pipes and radiators, we have another set of codes of practice. And in that says that the majority of radiators should have a thermostatic radiator valve, except a couple of places, one which is the hall, 2, which is the bathroom, and 3, if the radiators are grossly undersized and there's no possibility of it heating up the room in that shape, and there's you're not able to put more rads in, it's pointless putting a TRV there. But basically, halls and bathrooms do never have a TRV on it. Flat out, that's the job. But all-in-ones do. So in that scenario, building controls say we have to put an automatic bypass in. If the manufacturers put one in, that's fine. Nothing to do with me. I can't alter it. I shouldn't alter it. Nothing to do. Down here, yes, because as those TRVs go open and close, pressure goes higher and lower. This then equalises that heat exchanger. And this is crucial because then this will sludge up and we start getting whistling and popping noises. The popping noises is air exploding, which will only get worse. So as that pump goes round and round, creating pressure, creating sludge from nothing, because remember, this is a sealed system, so there shouldn't be any air, but the pump will actually create it. So we need to do one thing compulsory, which is change the water, put lots of inhibitor. As we fill the system up from new, it's F1 or X100 inhibitor. But when we drain down and replace a water part, for example, our pump, our diverter valve, our heat exchangers, secondary usually the domestic one, then I always recommend putting F2, and here's a picture of an F2 close-up sort of thing, because it's got a little bit of descaler in it. It helps to solve that silencer noisy situation, and all is well. So always have a bottle of F2 as a breakdown engineer. So just to recap, keep the pressure at 1 bar, check the vessel. So before you install the boiler and hang it on the wall, while it's on the floor, take the dust cap off and just check. It's normally got half a bar of nitrogen in it. So we breathe nitrogen. In our air, what we breathe is about 66–68% nitrogen, and then there's oxygen, pollution, and a little bit of water vapor inside it. So we want to just make sure that that expansion vessel, while it's here on the floor, we top it up to 1 bar, we fill the system to 1 bar, and all is well. And if we put an extension to this, which we normally would, it's always 22 mil, never ever reduce it. It's always 22 mil because the top of that is 3/4 BSP. So obviously we don't want to strangle it. This here would also be 1 bar. So we're all singing from the same pressure. This boiler will be so quiet, it's unbelievable. The automatic bypass will make sure that that heat exchanger 24/7 is running at exactly the right flow rate it requires. So as TRVs open and close, and particularly those far away, will warm up faster, which means this runs in condensing mode for a longer period, which is cheaper. So all is well. So when this is flat out, then the pressure gauge maybe rise from 1 to 1.1, 1.2, but no higher. If it does go higher, you need a larger vessel. This is 8 litres. We normally start from 12, 14, 16, whatever it takes to keep that gauge at 1 bar, flat out, super hot. If you enjoyed the video, as I said, subscribe to our channel, send us a comment, and we'll be happy to respond. Thanks very much.